invite the indigo and all its beauty and all its power into us can really help to release the aloneness. And again, like I said before, connect us to that oneness. So it's quite a big concept, and there's many different ways of getting into it. Um, but there's that element of the indigo and the red, and that solidity of the indigo can kind of calcify itself and bring itself right down deep into our gut, that physical gut reaction of just feeling like you have something that's telling you something is wrong. That is that indigo coming down. It's a certain type of inner knowing, but it's you choosing, or that feeling of believing that you are ultimately alone. You will always be alone, and that's not necessarily what is truth, but it is your truth in that moment. And so being able to elevate and raise your frequency from that point, you need to kind of go through the chakras a little bit. And a lot of the time, the very first thing that tends to need to happen is some type of energy shift. You need to shake up that rock feeling inside of you. And that's through emotions is one of the most powerful ways. Anger, or some type of, expression of whatever is making you feel like you are alone, and you are, and again, not looking outside of yourself. You actually have to look within yourself. Why am I feeling like I am alone? Why is my presence, my energy, a lot of the time we have guilt. We need to be releasing a past story. We need to be letting go of something that has shamed us, or that we've shamed others. These are all things that can start to load up on us over time. Ooh, need to activate. So we're going to let that part go a little bit. And again, we could go quite deep, but if that is a space, I hope this will also be a beautiful meditation that'll just it is a little bit of a shaking. It's an activation meditation. Contract of words in some ways. So when this beautiful indigo is in balance, it gives us the opportunity to open one up to clear perception, and both inside of ourselves and outside of ourselves. We can be clear in who we are and what we're accomplishing in our life. We can begin to teach and create and be creative from a space that just it is not with a lot of judgment, not with really any judgment, not with judgment, and not with any type of heaviness like self-doubt. So it's a really understanding and embracing part of our psyche that connects us to having the courage and the commitment to step through that portal of limiting belief systems, or limiting thoughts. And it when you lean right into it, it allows you to live your belief, not a belief, but your belief. It trusts yourself. And when you become adept at this process, you just naturally begin to become a more neutral person. So there's not a need to objectify, or to create a lot of judgment or concepts on others. You just become very neutral on what is, and this level of acceptance can go so much into a space of it becomes your norm, and pretty hectic crazy stuff can come at you, and the more you kind of attune yourself to this and find this balance, acceptance will just be everything that you bring to the forefront. And that third eye and acceptance, I think it really allows you to see the bigger picture. And maybe that's a part of where acceptance manifests from, because when we're only seeing a very small part of the picture, we can make a lot of assumptions, and assumptions will ultimately, majority of the time, lead to disillusionment. I make up words. I'm going to say disillusionment. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. So this illusion, this illusion of what is kind of what that small idea is. It's that doubt, it's that not knowing all the pieces. And yet when the third eye is open, it kind of just opens everything and gives you a little bit or gives you a lot depending of the big picture. And I think that can bring with it some just like inner trust of it's going to be okay. We're going to get through it, and this is a challenge, and yes, this is a struggle, but I can kind of see the bigger picture. There's some movement here, and if there's movement, hopefully it's movement forward. If there's some movement there, then ultimately we're in the right direction. So when it's not in balance, though, and that can sometimes be an interesting piece, it's because of a determined intellect that's standing in the way of allowing that inner knowing. So, again, even like I experienced this weekend, where that intellect was constantly, I was trying to express feelings and setting some very clear boundaries, and yet it was kiboshed, and the intellect was constantly being tried to infiltrate my space, my inner knowing. And ultimately, the only option I had for my own safety, for my own mental security, for my own self was just to accept. No worries. It's not that you have to force people to believe in your knowing. It's just that, make sure that they are not making you wrong. And whatever you need to do, just simply accepting and walking away can be one of those beautiful action steps that we all need to make sure that we understand. To be able to opt out is a very important aspect.